merry meet, and welcome to the daily reading for all signs for today, the 8th of August 2024, or whatever day you happen to be watching, because I know it's different depending on your time zone. We are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm Ariel Gatoga, and moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Honeypaw and the lovely Jennifer, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely I Am Her Eminence. Thank you so much, moderators. And thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. I'm today reading with this Miller 1780 Besançon Tarot. It's from 1780, but it's been reproduced using watercolors on museum quality stock. It's gorgeous. Let's purify with some Florida water, which I've put into a spray bottle here. 3 sprays in this big room is more than sufficient. If you are watching us on a restream on YouTube and you don't feel like watching me shuffle, all you have to do is use the timestamps right in the video description and you'll get right to the reading. If you are on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If you're on Twitch, please make sure you follow us on Twitch, and you can watch without any ads when you subscribe to us there. If you'd like to give us a donation, you can do that by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga, paypal.me/arielgatoga. On YouTube, you could use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like giving a donation. We do appreciate your support. Remember, this reading does go out to a lot of people, so if for some reason it doesn't seem to apply to you, just disregard it because it may not be meant for you. In that case, check out the Zodiacal readings for your sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign, and you can find the most recent restreams of all the tarot readings right on our website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com, just click on the free online tarot readings link in the main menu. And just as a reminder, I don't read with card reversals. Sometimes people get a little upset when they see me flipping cards right side up because they're not used to seeing it that way. But it's a valid way of reading. It's the way I prefer. I used to read with reversals for probably about 20 years or so, and I don't like them. I think the reason why is really just because I started reading with these antique decks, and so many of the antique decks aren't reversible. So I just gave it up altogether. But I'm not saying it's wrong or bad to use reversals. It's just not my preferred method. All right, let's see what's in the cards for everybody today, starting off with the 4 of Wands, followed by the 8 of Swords, and then we have the 9. We have the 9 of Wands. Okay, Wandy, Swordy. The 4 of Wands is talking about how you've got to really focus on, well, you don't have to do anything, but if you want to have the expansion in your work that is being promised by this card, you need to do a little bit on the track of finishing unfinished tasks, straightening up your workspace, doing things in your work that are kind of getting some order. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to be like obsessive about it, but just do a little bit to batten down the hatches a bit with your work. So some of you, just have a bunch of stuff that you've been putting off. Just take one of those things. Just take one of those things and get it done. Maybe you've got, books all over the place in your workspace. Just put them away. Just a little thing here and there. You don't have to, you don't have to redecorate it. You don't have to clean out your entire office necessarily. Just do a little something to get some order. And what that does is it invokes that Jupiterian presence to bring the expansion that you're looking for. It's a much better use of your energy than this. This is obsessive thinking. Like, you can't turn your mind off and you're going around and around and around in circles. It's much better to go clean your office than to do that. Now, I know it's easier said than done. We've all been through plenty of times in our lives where we couldn't stop thinking about something. And if you find yourself going through that, don't feel bad about yourself. You're just being a human being, all is well. But it is good to turn that off. And one method you can use is the technique that I call the off switch. Now, if you go to YouTube and search Gatoga off switch. In addition to probably there's some links to it on the I'm sure the moderators are scrambling to find the off switch link now that I brought it up. Thank you so much, moderators. They're so efficient. Have you noticed? All I have to do is say one thing and then there's all these links. It's just amazing how they are. Anyway, back to your reading. Just listen to that off switch video. It's like a minute or two long. It's really fast, and you can learn that technique and use it. Use it again and again and again and again. Shut down the obsessive thinking, because it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to do you any good. So notice it, shut it down, get some things, get just a few little itty bitty things organized today. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a big deal, because that's going to help you to alleviate this fatigue that you are in the process of receiving. You don't have to be so fatigued. You don't have to be so run down. But that's the natural outcome of obsessive thinking and putting things off and not taking care of business, right? It's actually harder to avoid things than it is to do them when it comes to getting some rest. You're going to be much more rested and have a better night's sleep when you get a few things done rather than putting them off. The other thing about this 8 here is obsessive thinking drains your energy. That's one of the reasons why we sometimes just can't seem to get enough rest at night. It's because we can't turn our minds off. We can't shut the mind off. Your mind is not good for you in that regard. That's when your mind is not good for you and you want to just shut it off. You want to just shut it down. And that off switch is a great technique for doing just that. All right, let's open this up and see what else is going on here. We've got, nice, 7 of coins. We've got this beautiful Knight of Cups. Isn't that gorgeous? And then the 5 of coins. Boy, it's a mixed bag today, isn't it? Because you've got, on one hand, you've got this financial upgrade, and on this other hand, you've got all these financial worries. And who's the culprit? The 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords, you're focusing on worries, you're focusing on fears, you're focusing on what happened in the past, you're focusing on whatever it is that you can't shut down. And what happens is all of this wonderful upgrade that's being promised by the, putting some stuff together, getting a little more order, all these great upgrades, all this great assistance that's coming for you, it can't do any good because you're not there to receive it. You're not there to receive it because you're so obsessed over whatever these other thoughts are. So when you can shut that obsessive thinking down, then you are going to not have to worry about these financial problems and these financial worries. It's not so much that the financial problems are coming, because I don't see them coming. They shouldn't be coming. They're not supposed to be coming, because you've got this financial upgrade and you've got all this assistance. But if you're not capable of shutting your thoughts down, what are you going to do? I mean, you could have the best team in place for your, like, let's say you had you wanted to, I don't know, have an opening of a store. And you hired the best promotional team, you hired the best employees, you had hired the best management, you hired the best everything, designers, all of it was just in place. But you couldn't get your own mind together, and so you sabotaged the whole thing, And so no matter what happened in the as far as you having things together, if you sabotage it by your negative thinking, and you're the one in charge, right? Because it's your store, it's your life. Then no matter what is in place, it's going to fail. So you don't want to be like that today. You don't want to be the person that can take every possible good thing and turn it into what. You don't want to turn all of your wonderful resources into problems for you. And that's the only reason why you would do that is if you can't shut the mind off, because the mind is creative. You can't help that. The mind's going to create no matter what you do. It's going to create. And it's that habitual thinking that does the creating. So here you've got all this stuff in place to really go forward in a prosperous, wonderful way. But if you don't shut those negative thoughts down, especially the really bad ones, the real obsessive ones, where you just, where you're just indulging in worst case scenario and fears or whatever that is that you're indulging in, you're not going to be able to go up against that. No amount of physical effort can go up against that much mental effort. And it's the mental effort that's going to win out in the end. And doing a single affirmation here and there, doing a little spell here and there, that doesn't go up against all of this obsessive, habitual thinking. And it's an indulging that you can't afford. You can't afford to indulge that, but you can afford to shut it down. And when you shut it down, even the smallest effort to shut it down really changes everything completely. You don't have to be perfect at this. Just taking a stand and using something like the off switch or something else that you like to just address it and to just say, no, we're not going down this road. We're not doing this. Just that alone is enough to upset that apple cart so that you can let all of this good in that you've amassed, by the way. The reason why you have all of your ducks in a row is because you've gotten it ready. Let's look at it like this. Let's pretend like you're making a lasagna, right? So you've got the pan, the empty pan, you've got the lasagna noodles, you've got the cheese, you've got the ricotta, you've got the sauce, you've got maybe some whatever things, and you got to layer it, right? And then you've got all of the perfect things. It's going to be the most beautiful lasagna, and then you decide to do this and just totally destroy the lasagna because you're so mad about something. Let's say you got really angry and you're just like, that everything, you had everything in place for this most perfect lasagna, but you got so upset over something that you just indulged in your negative thinking or your negative temper tantrum, and you destroyed the whole thing. It's not because you had the wrong ingredients. It's not because you didn't do all the great things to work your way up to it. But in the moment, you couldn't control yourself because you had to indulge in that moment of anger or whatever it was, and you messed the whole thing up, right? So then you don't have a nice lasagna. You've got lasagna soup, basically, right? And the same thing is going true here. You've got everything ready for the perfect outcome. But until you can get that mind and you don't even have to get the mind to shut down. You have to tell the mind to shut down. That's all that matters, is that you take charge and you make a decision and you make a choice. No, we're not going to indulge in whatever this is. Whatever this negative thinking is, we're not going to indulge in it. And even if it comes up and it continues to happen, the fact that you took a stand is all that it takes for you to get that lasagna finished, and it's going to be gorgeous, right? So it's really a day of choice, a day of decision, a day of standing up to yourself, a day of standing up to your own mind and saying, nope, we're not going to sabotage all of the work that I've been going through today just because I don't feel like standing up to my mind, just because I feel like indulging in whatever this is, indulging in these negative thoughts or these angry thoughts or whatever they happen to be. They're going to be so different for everybody. No more of that. I'm going to take a stand. I'm going to get the rest that I need. I'm going to get the things in order that need to be in order. I'm going to allow that upgrade to happen. I'm going to accept the help that's already here for me, and I'm going to address my fears. I'm going to address my whatever it is that's causing me to not be able to give up this obsession inside. I'm going to address that, and just simply addressing it and being aware of it and acknowledging it and doing something to shut it down is all that it takes. Because that is a clear intention to your deep mind. Oh, I see. We're going forward with the lasagna. We're not going to ruin it. So we're going to go forward with it. And then you're summoning all of the forces that you need to carry you through and to get you onto the other side of whatever this is today. So be stern with yourself today. Stand up to that obsession. Lean into your own positive understanding of what you want, and don't let yourself sabotage your success because you've been working too hard for it. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me, and thank you so very much to the amazing moderators, Honeypaw, Jennifer, and I Am Her Eminence. And we'll see everybody for another daily reading tomorrow. Blessed be.